Hello everyone. I am quitting making wuwa content. Right. Originally it was just taking a break. I went over my break video. I'm disappointed with the direction of Jesus kits, the direction they're going in general with newer character kits, and I'm also just kinda burnt out. So I wanted to take a break, try ZZZ. However, after reading the comments, that video, I've come to the realization that even a year and a half later, this community hasn't grown up in the fucking slightest. Right. Every time I make any type of wuwa video, where I even slightly criticize anything about the game, the comment ratio spikes to insane fucking levels because of gacha tribalists having wars in my comments because they care more about Kuro better than Hoyo than they do about their own game actually improving. And I blame a majority of the wuwa CC space for this, as you don't really see this in any of the Hoyo CC spaces in the slightest, at least to the degree where you see hate on Hoyo games in, let's say, a wuwa space, right? So, I had someone comment that I'm lying, right? Oh, Chisa is incredible value, and it's hypocritical to criticize how bad she is because of Fugue, despite the fact that Chisa at S0R0 on release isn't best in slot for anyone in the niche she's targeted for, whilst Fugue is best in slot for the entire break archetype the second she dropped, right? But yes, I'm hypocritical for not saying that those two are equivalent, and so that makes me a unreliable CC according to this person, who as well was misinformed on Chisa calcs with Cartethia, bringing up not only S0R1 instead of S0R0, but just straight up lying about the jump that she gave to Cartethia to exaggerate their point and make it look better, right? I have another viewer on this channel, and I'm just going to say his name. His name is Tactician. He has absolutely no issues when I criticize HSR for all the bullshit it has. He in fact goes into many of my HSR videos shitting on the game. If I talk about ZZZ, he's one of the first people to comment in my comment sections, shitting on Hoyo games. Yet, for some reason, the second I make any criticism about wuwa, it's, oh, look at the bias, despite the fact that I've been making 10 times the amount of criticisms for the Hoyo games that I main. And these are only a few examples. I've had to ban so many people at this point that it's getting to a ridiculous amount. And this doesn't only apply to wuwa, by the way. For some reason, people on my channel think I only ban wuwa people. Like, no. If you guys were here during the Phanon era especially, that's probably when I had to ban the most people from my channel, right? Hoyo, players, mains of characters, they can get just as fucking crazy as these gacha tribalists for like Kurobots and Hoyo shills and whatever the fuck, right? However, it's just so much more common in the wuwa space for people to be Kurobots, to never address the issues their game has, to constantly compare it to Hoyo in any attempt to make it look better. It's so goddamn normalized in this space, and it feels like every single time I make a video on anything wuwa related, the comment section just devolves into that. It's never actually talking or addressing the points I'm bringing up in my video. It's always just completely going into a different, gacha war type thing, because people don't want to address the actual issues that I'm talking about in my videos, right? And you can tell the stark contrast in the comment to like ratio and the aggressiveness from the comments I receive compared to my HSR videos and just any other videos in general. It is absolutely fucking night and day. And people are saying that I'm only quitting wuwa because I can't take the heat, despite the fact that, to be honest, my Hoyo videos, because they get so much more traction, I've gotten way more heat from those when people disagree with me. I literally went the entire anniversary against Tectone, Saint Tone Taz, some of the biggest wuwa CCs, and I continued to make videos giving my criticisms about the game, which ended up completely fucking aging like fine wine, right? The problem for me isn't being criticized or like any of that. I don't have any enjoyment in making wuwa content anymore because it isn't fun. No one wants to have real conversations. No one wants to have real talks. It's all just completely sidelined, and then everybody just goes into gacha tribalism war. So it's for this reason that I am quitting making wuwa content. It is the most miserable gacha game, at least for me personally, to make my type of content on, because these people are just in a complete never-ending state of denial in when it comes to any type of criticisms for their game, right? It is genuinely so fucking depressing, and I just can't have real talks with almost anyone, right? And I understand there's a lot of people out there, especially in my comment sections, they aren't like this, right? Like, I completely understand it. I'm not saying it's the majority, but it's enough people to the point where it leads to just so much stupid gacha tribalist war. I can't take it anymore, man. I'm tired of seeing it. Like, I don't want this to be my channel, you know what I'm saying? Like, this doesn't happen when I make HSR videos, when I made Genshin videos, when I made ZZZ videos, when I make any fucking gachas videos that isn't wuwa. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. It is the second I make a wuwa video where the comments just evolve into the worst fucking thing ever. Now, quitting wuwa content doesn't mean I'm quitting wuwa itself. I'll probably still play wuwa offline, but content is so fucking miserable. I hate this game. I hate the CCs who have propped up this hate agenda against every other game to not talk about or address the issues the game actually currently has. This entire meta of hate Hoyo, say wuwa is good, talk Hoyo shills, compare game, it is the worst fucking thing that has ever happened to this CC space, and I genuinely hope that this or the next generation wakes up at some fucking point, stop shilling for the CCs who only do this shit to farm as much engagement as possible and create as much tribalism war for comments because that leads to more money, and move the fuck on, right? I am so fucking tired of this shit. If you are a hate watcher, I don't fucking care, right? Just leave, right? Like, I guess, oh, you guys won, right? I'm so sick of making wuwa content. I still love the game, once again. I will probably come back to it, but I cannot make content on this game anymore. It is insufferable for me. It's not fun. I don't get any enjoyment out of it. That is the only reason I made this channel. I don't give a fuck about the money. Okay, if I gave a fuck about the money, I would have gotten sponsored by LD Shop. I would have gotten sponsored by this. I would have gotten sponsored by DNA. I would have taken all the sponsors in the world, no different to all other gacha CCs. I've never taken sponsors in the history of my fucking channel because I don't give a shit about the money, right? This is strictly a channel. I treat it like a diary. I give my opinions. I, hear other people's talking points. That's all I fucking care about. Wuwa content is fucking miserable. If you want to leave, I understand that, right? I do. Like, at the end of the day, you can feel like betrayed by this. Oh, you're like a, softy, you can't handle the heat. Maybe, man. Maybe. But at some point, right, I've been trying to, try my best to make wuwa content, to act like nothing's wrong, to just keep it moving, keep it going, right? And after a year and a half, nothing has changed. If anything, it's only became worse, right? It's only become fucking worse, and I just can't stand it anymore. I am now at a point where I can no longer sugarcoat the way I feel about this game anymore. No different to the way I don't sugarcoat how I feel about HSR, by the way. This entire time, I've been sugarcoating my opinions on wuwa and like all the issues it has. I haven't made half the amount of videos that I've made on criticisms for HSR because of this annoying ass feedback where nobody actually gives real opinions and instead turns everything into gotcha war. But here is the real me, right? I'm sick of this, and I need to move on. Once again, sorry if this disappoints you. I'm sorry if this leads to you wanting to unsubscribe or not watch the channel. I understand that, right? I 100% understand that, and I'm not going to hate you if you're one of these people who has chosen to no longer follow me because of this decision. Like, it's completely fine. At the end of the day, it isn't really all that serious, although I do, of course, always appreciate the support from everybody viewing the videos, right? But I've had enough. I've genuinely had enough. I'm tired of it, right? Hope you all have a great day. Hope you have a great night. Peace out.